Something feels off, doesn't it? You sit down, load up a game, ready to lose yourself in a world full of possibilities, and yet, nothing. The magic is gone. That feeling of pure immersion, the excitement of discovery, the rush of overcoming a challenge, it's all been replaced by something else, something hollow, something transactional. Maybe you blame yourself. Maybe you think you've just grown out of it. But what if the problem isn't you? What if games themselves have changed in ways we were never meant to notice? What if fun itself has been redefined, and not in a good way? Think about how games used to feel. They weren't just something you played, they were something you lived in. They had mystery, depth, unpredictability. You weren't just following a checklist, you were exploring, testing boundaries, breaking things, finding secrets that weren't handed to you on a silver platter. Every new game was a door to another universe, and you stepped through it without knowing what to expect. Now, everything is predictable. The moment you boot up a game, you already know what you're getting. The dopamine loops are calculated. The progression systems are optimized to keep you playing just long enough to chase the next artificial reward. Fun has been replaced with addiction, and we've been conditioned to accept it.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more topics you love.
We live in a time where most modern games aren't built to be played. They're built to be consumed. Every mechanic is designed to maximize engagement time, not enjoyment. You're no longer encouraged to play at your own pace, to experiment, to master a skill for the sheer joy of it. Instead, you're given endless quests, meaningless unlockables, and an ever-growing list of tasks that trick your brain into thinking you're making progress when you're really just grinding through a disguised treadmill. And the worst part, we've gotten used to it. We've accepted that games must have battle passes, daily logins, rewards for simply opening the game. Everything is structured to keep you playing, but not to let you enjoy playing. It's not about the game anymore, it's about the loop. But it wasn't always like this. Games used to demand something from us. They challenged us, they respected our time, they trusted us to figure things out without hand-holding or manipulation. They were complete experiences, not live service platforms that constantly ask for more of your time, more of your money, more of your attention. And the scariest thing, this shift didn't happen by accident. It was engineered. Because the moment gaming stopped being an art form and became a business model, fun was no longer the goal. Engagement was, retention, monetization. The numbers became more important than the experience, and we didn't even notice it happening. But let's think deeper. Why does this matter? Why does it feel so frustrating, so disappointing, when a game just doesn't click the way it used to? Maybe it's because we weren't just playing games. We were building memories. Games were more than entertainment, they were an escape, a form of expression, a way to experience something larger than life. But now, they feel like jobs. They give you tasks, checklists, endless objectives that mimic work more than play. And what does that say about the world we live in? When even fun has been gamified, when even our escapes are optimized for maximum productivity, what are we running from? And more importantly, where are we running to? Maybe that's the real question. Maybe we don't just miss old games. Maybe we miss who we were when we played them. When every game felt like an adventure, when every moment felt new, when we weren't burdened with the knowledge that everything we do is part of someone else's business model. Maybe that's why video games aren't fun anymore. Not because we've changed, but because they have, and not for the better. But here's where it gets even darker. If gaming has been transformed from an art into an algorithm, then what happens when everything follows the same pattern? What if the problem isn't just games, but the way all entertainment has been reshaped? If this is what's happened to gaming, what does that mean for movies, books, even how we experience reality itself? And if fun is no longer about enjoyment but engagement, then what does that mean for how we live our lives? Games used to be about choice, real choice, not just picking between dialogue options that funnel you into the same outcome, not just choosing which weapon to use in a fight that was designed to be won either way. Choice meant freedom. It meant breaking the game, finding unintended paths, discovering secrets that weren't labeled on a map. But modern games don't want that. They want control. Every open world is filled with the illusion of freedom, a carefully crafted sandbox where every step you take was already planned for you. Every mechanic is designed to keep you inside the lines, making sure you experience the game exactly how it was designed to be played. Developers don't trust players anymore. Games hold your hand from the second you start, bombarding you with tutorials, waypoints, markers, and objectives so you never have to think for yourself. Older games threw you into the deep end and expected you to figure it out. You weren't told where to go, what to do, or how to play. You experimented, failed, learned, and that process was the fun. Now, everything is structured. Missions are neatly labeled, side quests are checklist fillers, and the map is covered in icons telling you exactly where to go. The result? A game that plays itself. A system that keeps you busy without ever letting you get lost. And that's the point, because if you get lost, you might stop playing. It's not about the experience anymore. It's about the numbers. Playtime metrics, engagement rates, microtransaction sales. Every design decision is made with one goal in mind: keep you in the loop. Look at how many games are built around progression systems, not because they add to the game, but because they trap you inside it. Leveling up, unlocking skins, grinding for rewards, it's all just psychological manipulation. You're not playing because the game is fun. You're playing because you don't want to fall behind. And the worst part, this has changed how we think about fun itself. People don't play for the experience anymore. They play for completion. For checking boxes, for unlocking everything, for maxing out stats that will be completely meaningless the second the next game comes out. Fun has been replaced with efficiency-optimizing builds, following the meta, min-maxing every decision to make sure nothing is wasted. But when did fun become a task? When did playing games start feeling like work? And if this is how we experience games, what does that say about how we experience everything else? Because this isn't just about video games. This is about the way modern life has been structured. Everything is gamified. Social media, entertainment, even the way we interact with people, it's all designed to hook us, to keep us engaged, to make sure we never leave the loop. And just like in video games, we mistake engagement for enjoyment. We chase numbers, levels, rewards, not because they make us happy, but because we've been conditioned to believe that progress satisfaction. But what if the real reason video games aren't fun anymore is because we've forgotten how to experience anything without needing a reward at the end? And if that's true, then where does it end? If fun is no longer enough, if every experience needs to be measured, optimized, tracked, then what happens when real life starts feeling like a game you don't even want to play? Play was never supposed to be about efficiency. It wasn't supposed to be about chasing rewards, min-maxing decisions, or following the most optimized path. Play was chaos, discovery, failure, laughter, spontaneity. It was about doing something for the sake of doing it, not because there was a trophy at the end. But modern games have stripped play of its essence and turned it into a system of structured, predictable experience where nothing is ever truly unexpected. And the problem is, we've gotten used to it. We've learned to expect games to hold our hand, to tell us where to go, to reward us constantly so we never stop. We don't question it anymore. We don't even realize that fun isn't what's being offered, it's distraction. Look at how many modern games are designed like full-time jobs. Daily logins, limited time events, seasonal passes, battle royale grinds. It's not about playing when you want to. It's about playing when the game needs you to. They manufacture urgency, creating artificial FOMO to keep you engaged, making you feel like if you step away, you'll fall behind. This isn't play. This is obligation. It's addiction dressed up as entertainment. And the worst part, it works. It keeps people locked in, grinding for meaningless rewards, chasing numbers on a screen because that's what games have conditioned us to crave. And when everything is designed to keep you hooked rather than happy, how can anything still be fun? But it doesn't stop at video games. Look at the world outside of them. Everything is being gamified. Social media rewards you with likes and engagement metrics, turning human interaction into a numbers game. Streaming platforms bombard you with endless recommendations, making sure you never stop consuming. Even fitness apps turn exercise into a grind, giving you badges, streaks, and progress bars to keep you coming back. Everything is designed to be played not because it's enjoyable, but because it's profitable. Fun isn't the product anymore. Engagement is. And if video games are just another extension of this system, then maybe they stopped being fun the moment they became part of the larger machine. So where does that leave us? If games are no longer about freedom, if play has been replaced with progress, if fun is now something that has to be earned through hours of grinding, then what's the end game? If everything has been optimized to keep us engaged, if we've been conditioned to chase numbers instead of experiences, then what happens when we start applying that mindset to real life? When every moment needs to be productive, when every hobby feels like a task, when even relaxation becomes something that needs to be maximized, then what's left? Maybe video games aren't fun anymore because we've forgotten how to experience anything without measuring its value. Maybe they've become a reflection of something bigger. And if that's true, then the real question isn't why games feel empty. It's why everything does. Maybe this was inevitable. Maybe the moment we started treating entertainment like a product, fun was doomed to become just another metric. But games were never meant to be something you finished just to move on to the next. But that's exactly what they've become: disposable, interchangeable, designed to be consumed rather than experienced. Every new release is just another entry in an endless cycle of content, hyped up for months, played for a few weeks, then abandoned the moment the next thing drops. And why wouldn't they be? Games aren't made to last anymore. They're made to keep you in a loop, to string you along just enough to make sure you never really leave. Live service models, endless updates, cosmetic microtransactions. It's not about making something great, it's about making something addictive. And the worst part, we've adapted to it. We rush through games just to say we finished them, grind through mechanics we don't even enjoy, treat playing like an obligation instead of an escape. When did that happen? When did something that was supposed to bring joy start feeling like work? Maybe fun isn't gone. Maybe it's just been buried under systems designed to waste your time. Look at the way older games respected you. No endless tutorials, no forced engagement, no battle passes designed to keep you coming back. You played because you wanted to, not because you were being nudged into playing more. But modern games have turned players into workers. They give you goals, rewards, artificial achievements that feel meaningful in the moment, but vanish as soon as the next grind starts. Nothing is ever enough. The moment you unlock something, the game dangles the next thing in front of you. It's an endless treadmill disguised as progress, and the worst part is, we've started applying this way of thinking to everything else. People don't just play games anymore, they optimize them, strategize them, break them down into the most efficient way to win, even when there's nothing to win. The same way people don't just watch movies anymore, they rank them, review them, categorize them, assign them a score. The same way people don't just enjoy hobbies, they monetize them, turn them into side hustles, make them productive. Everything has to have a purpose. Everything has to have a result. Nothing can just be fun. And maybe that's the real issue. Maybe it's not just about video games. Maybe we've become incapable of engaging with anything without turning it into a system to be optimized. Maybe the reason games feel empty is the same reason social media feels empty, the same reason work feels empty, the same reason life itself feels like it's been reduced to a list of objectives we're supposed to complete before we die. We used to play for the moment. Now, we play for the outcome, and when everything is measured by how much you get out of it, by how efficiently you progress, by how well you maximize your time, what happens to the things that are meant to be pointless? What happens to joy, to spontaneity, to just doing something because it feels good? Maybe video games aren't fun anymore because they aren't designed to be fun, but maybe they don't need to be. Maybe we just need to unlearn everything we've been taught about how we're supposed to play, how we're supposed to consume, how we're supposed to live. Because if we don't, then the problem isn't just that games aren't fun. It's that nothing is.